just wait, Megan. All right. First day of full pads is always interesting. I thought we looked pretty good. We looked sharp. We looked eager to hit somebody, which is always good. It'll go down from there, but the effort's been real good. Our younger guys' heads spinning a little bit. Again, we're doing 4 groups. Normally you don't have but maybe 2.5 to 3. We've got 4 full groups this year, so we're spending a little bit extra time out here practicing because 3s and 4s are getting more reps, and that way we don't have to bring them back after practice. So it's good we can do that. We don't have as many guys cramping and losing their fluids because there's a little bit more rest between reps for the 1s and 2s. Now, that being said, after Saturday we'll cut probably one group out and start working 1, 2s, and 3s, and maybe just some 1s and 2s in certain drills, so those guys will get a heck of a lot more snaps. But right now we want to look at all the young guys. We're getting better on defense. We look a lot more athletic. Guys are taking pride in it. All of our coaches on defense are, I think, are pushing their guys a lot more this year, demanding, perfection, which is what we have to have. It'll be interesting when we start tackling a little bit to see how much we tackle and how well we tackle. But mentally, first 2 groups are pretty good, and the effort's real good defensively. Offensively, we don't look near as sharp, and I think some of that has to do with the defense. The defense is playing better. They're competing a lot better in practice, and especially the back 7 on passings. Gunner's hadn't had a real good day yet in terms of what he had last year, but a lot of it has to do with the defense. Receivers have to get open. We're playing a lot of young receivers with 1s and 2s, and they're making some mistakes, and that's a little bit of a problem. But that happens. No concerns other than the fact that right now I'd say defense is a little bit farther ahead than we are on offense, and I think that's good. Our defense is taking a challenge.
What's it mean to you to have Adrian Whitty back?
Well, he's a coach on the field. He coached last year. What we did is we just told him to come out and help coach the corners, and I think he learned a lot about playing by seeing other guys make mistakes and coaching them and learning some of the little things. He's a team leader. He's in good shape. We just got to keep him healthy, but he's having a good camp so far. He's one of our captains, and he's really stepped up. I think he's stepped up the whole defense, not just the secondary, but by his maturity. I think he's been here about 7 or 8 years. So he was here during the 2000s, early 2000s. But he's fun to be around because he loves football. He's going to make a good coach one day if he wants to coach.
Is that what he wants to do? Do you know?
I don't know. He's thought about that. Most of us, and it hadn't changed. Most of these kids don't have a clue what they're going to do when they're 22, 23 years old. But if he wanted to do it, coaching would be a good direction he could go.
Could you talk about your running backs a little bit, about the top, Jose and
Jose looks, I don't know whether he's changed it because he's changed his number. He looks slimmer. Wearing number 4. Last year he wore number 23. I think he looks slimmer in number 4, but he looks quicker. He's in better shape. Of course, this is what I call money year for a lot of these guys. Last year, if you want a chance to play on the next level, you got to be the best shape, physically and mentally, and he's really worked hard. I'd say right now he'd be running number 1 if I was picking. It's going to be some competition there. Tion is having a better camp. His maturity has gotten better, and we all know that he's got to grow up. He got to hold on the ball. He fumbled once today, and he got my wrath for about 5 minutes. I don't forget. I'm like an elephant. I don't forget very much as it goes through practice. But little things that both of those guys can work on. Mike Boone is just a talent. He's got a lot to learn, protections, techniques, but you can't teach it when you put it in their hand about making somebody miss, and that's what he's done. He's got good vision, and he's bigger. Mike knows the offense better. He's got to catch the ball a little bit better. He should be a good screen guy, and right now he's not a good screen guy. So, it's one of those things that he's got to work on. Again, he's just a pup. He didn't play about half the year last year, so he can do much better than what he did last year, and I think he had around 650 yards rushing. The 2 young guys on running back, they're they're learning. You know, with Eddie not being here, I think it's kind of slowed them down a little bit because Eddie Grant stays on them pretty good, and Eddie gets back today from his mom's funeral. So those guys will catch a little bit of heck after he's been watching film in San Diego and Starbucks, you know, at memorials, and I'm sure he's watching it on an airplane flying back right now. But he'll be anxious to get after these two young guys. They've had a little bit of a vacation.
You spent a lot of time last year developing that running back group. How exciting is it to have this group to start with this season?
Yeah, it's good that we've got, of course, you need 3 or 4, and we're going to need all of them. We're trying to find out which one of the young guys that is going to step up that we might play like we did Michael Boone last year. Both those, they hadn't separated themselves yet. They just don't know enough mentally. But the first 3 will be, you know, Jose, Tion, and Mike in no special order. That thing will change daily. But, you know, Mike came out probably at the end last year in the starter because Jose and Tion were floundering a little bit with injuries. But I'd say if we started today, Jose would be the starter just because of his experience and how well he's come back in shape. But all those guys will get a chance.